What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video. I really appreciate it. Your time is precious. My time really isn't, but I guess in the bigger scheme of things, we're all going to die, so all of our time is precious. If you want to look at it like that. Today I'm going to talk about some issues people have been having with these new directives that have come out. I've talked about them in my last couple of videos. People have been experiencing issues and they have more questions, so I'm going to try to answer that to the best of my ability. But first, as always, I want to give a big shout out to all of my supporters. I really appreciate you guys. You know I love you, and I'm trying to get as much content to you as possible. And in case you don't know, anybody who donates to my channel, either by PayPal, buymeacoffee.com, or joins my Patreon starting at just $5 a month. All those links are down below, by the way. You become part of the Dave Does Cambodia family. Your email is added to my list, and once a week I send you an exclusive video, content that won't be seen anywhere else. And plus, I give you all the breaking news as I receive it first, before I put it anywhere on my public channel. So if you want to get in on that, it's very much appreciated. All the links are down below, and every donation helps us to keep doing what we do here. All right, let's get on with the video. So we are here at Salu, as you can see, for safety. This is, by the way, if you don't know, this is the biggest local market here in Siem Reap. And it's like a big old giant city. Within this one area, you got alleyways, you got an inside part. Right there, you got vendors surrounding the outsides, going down little alleys, and it's pretty big and pretty winding. And I like it. But as you can see, they most of the vendors, not all, but most of them have like a like those ropes set up, so that people don't get too close to the food, part of the safety procedures. So people have been having some issues with some of the new directives that have come out. People have said they've tried different travel agencies to turn their tourist visa into a business visa or an ordinary visa. I'll talk about that later, with no success. So I went back to make sure that the directive didn't say anything about only people who have already been in Cambodia for a certain amount of time being able to do that. There were some people that got stuck here when all the borders and the countries and the airlines all shut down, so they couldn't go anywhere. They were here on tourist visas, and the government allowed them to extend their tourist visas for free until those things opened up. And now that they're opened up, they're allowing them to upgrade to a business visa if they want to stay, or of course leave the country, go back home if they so desire. But I couldn't find anything stating that this new declaration was just for those people, although people have commented to me that that's what they've been told. There's nothing in the directive about it. It simply says if you have a tourist visa, you can change it in country to an E-type visa, which is an ordinary visa, or as it's commonly called, the business visa. That's what you need if you want to work or retire here. So perhaps they're waiting for an official government document to be delivered stating their new policies. Perhaps they just don't know. I've said this before. Communication doesn't get passed down sometimes to the people who need that information the most. The people who are implementing these directives, they don't get the word for sometimes a long time. So right now, as it sits, that's probably what it is. But I also want to say that if you haven't decided when you're going to come over here yet, or you're thinking about making that decision soon, if you go in person to your Cambodian embassy in your country, there are countries a lot of countries that will allow you to apply for and get your E-type visa that way. You can't do it online yet electronically, but you can get one by going to your embassy. There's some people on my in my subscribers who have told me as much, that they just got their business visa and they're on their way over, that kind of thing. But you have to go in person to the embassy in your country, and what you should do is contact them before to make sure your country is one that is allowed to do that, and that way you don't have to worry about the hassle of maybe being rejected when it's time to renew your visa because of lack of knowledge. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Other than that, I don't know what to say. I know what the directive is. From what I've read, there's no limitation on who can do this. So that's why I'm assuming at this point it's just a lack of knowledge on the parts of the travel agencies that aren't aware of the new rule changes. So don't blame them neither. They just haven't been made aware of it. The government is slow in getting that information out sometimes. And that's all it is. But to make it easier for yourself, the same thing has been happening with the insurance. Everybody I know that said they're coming over here, and some of which have already arrived at Phnom Penh Airport, were told they were told that the insurance is still mandatory, even though that is not. So take those cautions when applying, and realize it may be a while before that new norm that you don't need insurance, that you can get your business visa easily in country. Until those things are established and covered widely enough anyway, you might have an issue. And now let's talk about the E-visa, the E-type visa. Yes, I know there's no such thing as a business visa per se. I understand that. I use the term business visa instead of E-visa because if you get your visa electronically, it's also called an E-visa, electronic visa. So when you say E-visa, sometimes it causes confusion in people's minds about which visa you're talking about. So even though it's commonly known as the ordinary visa, most people I know here, if we mention, did you get your business visa, we know what you're talking about. Because if you want to do business here, you need that kind of visa. So it's really just a way for you to stay long term, whether you want to work or whether you want to retire. So let's not get into semantics. I understand that person is correct technically on what it's called, but I just use the term business visa because it's generally accepted over here among other foreigners. They know what you mean. And also, yes, when you first apply for your business or E-type visa, it will be good for 30 days and it will not have a designation. In other words, you can't apply for an ER or an EB right away. You just apply for an E-visa, the ordinary or business visa. After 30 days is when you take it to a travel agency and get the letter designation that you want for your visa extension, and that will determine your purpose in the country. EB would be for working, ER would be for retirement. Those are extensions to your original E-type visa. Okay? So I wanted to verify and clarify that as well. I know visas can seem to be confusing, and there's a lot of ways people talk about them, but it's pretty much clear cut. And if you have any questions about the visa type you need or want, just leave me a comment, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So that's it. I just wanted to verify that because, like I said, a lot of people are having issues, and like I said, I can only tell you what the directives are as the announcements get made by the government, but I can't interpret if they have a meaning, some hidden meaning that they didn't clarify, or you know, how long they're going to be implemented for. Like I said, the tourists into a business visa in country here is not going to last forever. We already know it's for a limited time. They could stop that anytime they want. So I just wanted you guys to know, I'm just telling you what I know. But you have to remember, I don't have any experience doing any of that. Because when I came in, I got my visa on arrival. And that's been the way that's all I've done with a visa, you know, almost in almost 4 years. So that's the only thing I can tell you, unfortunately. But it's nice to see Old Salu open again. Good little market. Well, it's a good big market. One-stop shop for almost anything you need. On the inside, if you go in there, you're going to find jewelry, clothes, electronics, knickknacks, souvenirs, toys for kids. You name it, you can probably find it in there. And on the outside here, as you can see, are all the foods. You got food carts. You have like all the fruit and vegetables and meats. It's a beautiful sight, I think. Alright, so that was my update. Like I said, I just wanted to get it out there because of the number of people who have been having issues. And let you know, even though I can't personally help you with those issues, I'm trying to let you know why those issues exist possibly. So, and if I find out anything else, of course, I'll let everybody know in a future video. Because as I said, I think there's going to be some more changes pretty soon. Hopefully visas on arrival. And hopefully they come out with all of the rules, like in one document, both in Khmer and English, for traveling here under these new directives, covering all that. But right now they're coming out at different times from different ministries, so it's hard to go back and forth between all those and get a good translation and sometimes understand what it is they're trying to say. Alright, that'll do it for this one. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe, and if you want to share it, feel free to do so. Be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, join the Dave Does Cambodia family. Get your exclusive videos and first look videos and breaking news first just by donating below. I got PayPal, buy me a coffee, or join my Patreon. My Patreon, my 3 levels of Patreon are limited to a certain number of members, so get in on that while you can. Also, other channels vlogging from Cambodia, really good channels. They're all listed down below, waiting for your eyeballs to watch. All my social media is down below, and like my Dave Does Cambodia Facebook page, that link is down there, along with a link to my science news website, scithinkers.blogspot.com. So be sure to go over there and check out some articles, 25 or so right now. I add new ones every day or every other day. And I like doing it. Alright, talk to you guys in the next one.